You know that feeling when you open your banking app, and instead of closing it immediately in mild panic, you actually smile? When buying groceries doesn't feel like a strategic negotiation. When a coffee isn't a financial debate. When your car making a weird noise doesn't trigger a stress spiral. There's a specific number where this shift happens. And it's not $1 million. It's not even six figures. It's much smaller. And once you hit it, your entire relationship with money changes. That number is $20,000. My name is Alex, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, financial psychology, and why some people quietly build wealth while others stay stuck in the same pattern for decades. If you want to understand how wealth actually works, not just motivational slogans, you're in the right place. Let's talk about the real first milestone. When people think about wealth, they imagine extremes. Trust fund kids, crypto millionaires, entrepreneurs who made it. But wealth building doesn't work in giant leaps. It works in thresholds, invisible barriers where the rules of the game quietly change. And $20,000 is the first major one. Below it, money feels fragile. Above it, money starts feeling strategic. Imagine pushing a massive gulder afil. In the beginning, it barely moves. You strain. You sweat. You question whether it's even worth it. That's what saving your first $20,000 feels like. Every dollar requires discipline. Every expense feels heavy. Progress feels painfully slow. But once that boulder reaches the top of the hill, gravity flips. Now momentum works for you. That's what $20,000 does. When you have little or no savings, your brain operates in survival mode. Every decision runs through fear. Can I afford this? What if something breaks? What if I lose my job? You take jobs you don't like because you can't risk being picky. You tolerate situations you hate because leaving feels dangerous. You make short-term decisions because you don't have room for long-term thinking. Your brain isn't broken. It's protecting you, but it can't build wealth while it's busy surviving. Once you cross the $20,000 mark, especially if that represents 3 to 6 months of living expenses, something changes. You gain breathing room. And breathing room creates clarity. Instead of asking, how do I survive? You start asking, how do I grow? That shift is everything. Let's say you're investing consistently. $1,000 per month. 8% average annual return. Your first $20,000 takes around a year and a half of disciplined saving. It feels slow, but here's the interesting part. Your second $20,000 takes less time. Why? Because now you have $20,000 working alongside you. Compound interest quietly joins the team. By the time your portfolio grows large enough, say $400,000, your investments can generate $20,000 in about 5 months without extra effort. The same milestone that once felt impossible becomes automatic. The effort stays similar. The results accelerate. That's not magic. That's math. A 10% return on $1,000 is $100. Nice. A 10% return on $20,000 is $2,000. Now it matters. At 8% annually, $20,000 produces about $1,600 per year. Money that shows up without clocking in. The strategy didn't change. The index funds didn't change. The brokerage didn't change. Only the scale did. And scale turns small percentages into meaningful progress. But here's the real power. Saving $20,000 isn't just about money. It's about identity. To get there, you had to track your spending, say no to impulses, delay gratification, stay consistent for months, maybe years. You proved something to yourself. You proved you can control money instead of letting it control you. That identity shift is priceless. Because once you see yourself as someone who builds wealth, you act differently. When you're paycheck to paycheck, every surprise is a crisis. Car repair, disaster, rent increase, panic, laptop dies, financial emergency. But with $20,000 saved, it's inconvenient, not catastrophic. And even more importantly, you start seeing opportunities. A business idea from a friend, a conference that boosts your career, an investment deal. Before, you couldn't participate. Now, you can evaluate. Money doesn't just reduce fear. It increases options. And options create leverage. Here's where it gets powerful. With $20,000 saved, you have what I call walking away money. You don't need to quit your job, but you could. That changes your posture. You negotiate differently. You ask for raises confidently. You push back respectfully. You explore better roles. And here's the twist. Often, you don't even use the money. Just having it changes your behavior. Confidence increases performance. Performance increases income. Income increases savings. Positive loop. Most people hit $20,000 and then spend it. New car, luxury vacation, lifestyle upgrade. They treat it like a reward. It's not a reward. It's a foundation. That $20,000 is the seed. Left alone, it compounds. Pulled out, it resets momentum. Let's talk about cars. The average person spends $600 to $800 per month on transportation. Over decades, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the moment you drive a new car off the lot, it loses value instantly. Meanwhile, that same money invested could multiply dramatically over time. This is where the mindset shifts. Instead of asking, "Can I afford the monthly payment?" you ask, "What is this costing my future?" That question alone separates wealth builders from everyone else. This isn't about never enjoying life. It's about intentional spending. When you understand compounding, opportunity cost, and financial thresholds, you realize most purchases don't bring long-term happiness. Freedom does. Options do. Security does. And $20,000 is the first real step toward all three. $20,000 won't make you rich overnight, but it will move you out of survival mode, activate compound growth, increase confidence, strengthen negotiation power, rewire your financial identity. It's not about the number. It's about the shift. Start building that foundation, because once you cross that threshold, everything feels different, and your future self will be grateful you did.